everyone, welcome back to another great episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Today we're going to be doing a really simple recipe. It's caramel pudding, and I've had a lot of requests for caramel pudding. So it's going to be very simple. I'm going to keep the ingredients really simple, and I'm also going to show you how to do the caramel, because I've got a lot of people saying that the reason they don't make this pudding is because they're scared of the caramel. That just scares them. So I have my thermometer here. I'm going to give you a precise temperature of what the caramel has to be. So before I give you the ingredients, so let's go ahead and discuss the ingredients. I have 4 room temperature eggs. You don't have to, but it just works better. I have 1 cup of sugar, and into the sugar we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of water. Okay, so now for the custard, 4 eggs, room temperature. I have 2 12-ounce cans of evaporated milk. It doesn't have to be carnation, it can be anything. So it's 12 ounces. So we're going to do 2 12-ounce cans of carnation milk. Then we're going to add 12 ounces of 12 ounces of heavy whipping cream. So basically I'll just put it back in there, and so the same amount. So if you're going to do a little bit lesser of this, then you do the same amount of whipping cream. Now, can you use half and half? Yes. Can you use milk? Yes, you can use whatever milk you want. I don't make this dessert a lot. I probably make it maybe once or twice a year. So when I do make it, I want it to be super creamy, super rich, and super delicious. So I'm going to go with heavy whipping cream. In the custard, we're also going to be adding 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now, I keep the sugar down just because the caramel itself has so much sugar. It's so sugary that I feel like the custard really doesn't need to be that sugary, so it kind of balances the flavors off. I do have some ground cardamom. Now, my mom has always made this pudding with ground cardamom. You can absolutely leave it out if you don't like it, but we love it with cardamom in there. So if you want to give it a try, go ahead and do so. We're going to be adding everything into this blender, and I also want to show you here what we're going to be using as far as the baking is going to go. Now, I have a little silicone gingerbread here. It's such a cute guy, so I thought I was going to make it in here. I also have some ramekins here. Now, it doesn't tell me how many ounce ramekins it is, but let's go ahead and measure it so you guys know. So it's about 3.5 by 1.5 inch in diameter. So I'm going to be using these. I don't know how much mixture we're going to have, so I just have these out there. I also will be I have my kettle warming up, and we need to do a hot water bath in this. So we're going to be adding hot water on the bottom of the pan, and then I have my oven preheating at 350 degrees. Once we put the custard in, I'm going to lower the temperature down to 325, and I'll tell you the reason why later. But for now, let's get started, and then it's going to cook for about 60 minutes or 45 to 60 minutes, and I'll show you when it's done. What I'm going to do for my caramel here is turn my stove on. I'm not going to put it on very high. I'm going to put it on medium so I can just make sure that it doesn't burn on us. Go ahead, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my 1 tablespoon of water in there. So let's start putting everything into the blender and blend this. Evaporated milk, sugar or can, heavy whipping cream, elchi or cardamom, eggs or anda, the caramels coming. Haven't at all put my spoon or stirred it. You just kind of want to just turn your pan and just mix it that way, and all the caramel should really be nice and melty. And at this time you should smell the caramel. It should smell really really good. So I'll tell you exactly the temperatures when it's done. So I want you to see this happened really fast. The temperature right now of the caramel is 400 degrees. So at this time, I'm gonna get it off the stove because it's gonna burn. Look at the color. It's just a beautiful color. And like I said, it's gonna cook a little bit more after we turn it off. So at this time, I'm going to move my stove and quickly start setting this. And so now you can, if you're gonna do this for Valentine's Day, you can use a silicone heart mold for that too. That works out really well too. So you can see here that I've strained the mixture, because if you see here, see how much bubbles are up there, and we don't want those bubbles to go in there. You want a clean top. So you just want to strain it just to make sure that if you had any of those egg white strings in there, that would come out, and then we're going to start putting it into our pans. You can see that my molds are all filled. If you are not using another bigger piece, then what you want to do is, I think you should be able to get another 2 or 3 other ramekins out from it. So this would probably make about 8 ramekins. So if you're not using a mold like this, you should have 8 ramekins coming out. So now we're gonna take this, move it over to the oven, and I'm gonna put it in on my middle rack. Now we're gonna add our very hot boiling water in here, so that it comes about an inch up. That's good enough. Now slowly we're gonna get that in there. Okay, okay, and then we're gonna close the oven and decrease the temperature down to 300. So the oven's going off. It's been 60 minutes. But when I looked inside, let's go ahead and turn the oven light on. When I looked inside, I want to show you, it's still jiggling a little bit. See how, can you guys see that? See how it's still jiggling just a little bit? So what I'm going to do is I want to stick it back into the oven for about another 15 minutes, so it's not jiggling too much. My caramel pudding out from the oven. It took about an hour and a half, and then what I did was I took it out of the water bath tray and I dumped all the water out, put it back in the tray, and then I stuck in the refrigerator for about 3 hours, because you need this to be really nice and kind of settled in, really chilled, and that's gonna yield more caramel than if you were just to take it out. So I've got these ready. So what I'm going to do here is, you just want to take your knife and you want to run it in on the side of the pudding, just like that, a couple times. Take it out, give it a little shake, and you can use anything to flip this in. So for this one, I'm using this little tray. Voila! And you can either add that in there, or you can treat yourself and cheat. I really don't know what to say. They are super tasty. I mean, they're creamy and beautiful. And let me get into this one so I can show you how creamy this is. Look. And obviously I'll take a big bite, right? See how creamy that is? Look at that. And I think the amount of sugar that we put in was perfect, because when you eat the custard, there isn't much, but then when the caramel mixes together with it, it's an absolutely perfect combination of sugar compared to the caramel. So I want to show you, I did a couple experiments with sugar, and I've never done this before, and I will make a video of it soon, but I need to practice more with it. So I don't think I did that good of a job here, but I'm going to experiment more with these, and once I get them down, I will do a video of it. So basically, this is the way I am going to just like so. And this is how I'm going to serve it. How beautiful is that? And really, you can really serve it any way. You can even just, you know, take this other one I have, and you can take this one and just stick it inside just like that. So look at how gorgeous that looks. So I promise I will do the caramel art for you guys soon, but just give me a couple days, because I really want to get really comfortable with how to make it. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Make sure you try these because they are super good. And I'm excited to have it with my cup of tea. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great video. See you then, friends.